Let's roll.
Okay, let's go ahead, Mitch, then Darnell with questions.
Yeah, Coach, there's been some reports that the WCC is considering a bubble potentially for the conference season in Vegas. How accurate are those reports, and could that work for the league this season?
Yeah, I mean, I know that I don't know what I'm allowed to confirm or deny. Do you guys know? Hey, Kyle, do you know what I'm allowed to confirm or deny? Kyle's not on. Kyle left. Look, you left me hanging.
What's going on?
Oh, the question was about the Vegas bubble. Am I allowed to talk about that? What's the rules? Who reported it, guys?
I don't think nothing's official.
I think it was Rothstein on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, this Rothstein's freaking crazy. No, don't quote me on that. That's a joke for you guys only.
And it was the Oregonian, too, had a report as well.
Listen, I guess what I can say is I know that the WC – I'm so sorry, guys. I know you're going to hate me for saying this, but you could have just written this yourself. I know the WCC is exploring every possible option to give us the best chance to get through our league play. And actually, that's the truth. So –
well, and on a different topic, Coach, is curious, this coming Tuesday, it's the first time the NCAA's passed legislation to give players and coaches the day off for Election Day. What's maybe your program done to highlight the importance of getting out to vote for and take advantage of that day?
Yeah, so we've actually – I think I mentioned to you guys last time. Not only have we made sure and assisted all of our guys to register to vote, so everybody on our team is registered in their various – kind of states where they can register, but also we've actually gone so far as to have some so we did a get out the vote day where we actually got mocked up images of the ballot, talked to the guys about how to fill them out. For example, there's been some conversation about a bunch of people filling out the ballot and not signing it before they sent it in. So we kind of went through the whole thing. We talked about each guy's, the candidates that are going to be on guys' ballots in different states, because actually what's up for election in each state varies a little bit. And then we had Coach Burgess and Coach Feger each pretend to be one of the respective presidential candidates, and we had them do a debate in full costume. It got heated. At one point, one of the guys, the wig actually came off, and it came to fisticuffs. But otherwise, it was brilliant. We didn't do that part.
So, Mark, yesterday we found out that Zach Wilson watches the Bachelorette TV show with his wide receivers.
Yeah.
What are some things that people might not know about your players?
Well, we were. I think it was well chronicled about our guys were in love with the Bachelorette last year. I don't know if it's the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. I don't know exactly what's the difference, but they watched one of them religiously. Like all the guys would get together and watch it. But besides that, we're pretty just right now we're just locked into it. So the one thing, my guys. So I'm going to tell you one thing, and I'm not going to reveal the player. But my wife ran into a significant friend of one of my players who was upset. She was upset because this player was cutting off dates at 9 p.m. every single night for the last 2 weeks because he was like, I gotta get to bed and wake up. So we might have I would bet right now that our roster from top to bottom goes to bed earlier than any other roster in the country. I'm super confident of that. I'm telling you, these 6 a.m.s wear on you, man. That you start to get scared.
Okay, I think it's my turn if I'm following Kyle's deal here. Mark, I wondered if you could comment on just your good friend Ryan Smith buying the Utah Jazz and what that meant to you and possibly what that could mean to your BYU basketball program.
Well, I have no idea. I mean, I will tell you this. I mean, it's really extraordinary what the Millers have done with the Jazz. It's beyond extraordinary what the Millers have done with the Jazz over the last 45 years. Is that true? 45 years?
I think so, or 35, wasn't it?
And then, I mean, I can't imagine, anybody more doing it better for the state of Utah than Gail and Larry did, right? And just as a distant fan, I've got to watch and appreciate it and love it. Not even being from the state of Utah, and I think Gail said that I think she said something to the effect of, you guys are gonna have to find the right quote, but something to the effect of, she would not have sold the team to anybody except for Ryan and Ashley were the people that were supposed to take this over. And I'm guessing for her, and I do know Ryan and Ashley, I mean, come on, how blessed are we in the state of Utah to have this legendary family like the Millers being stewards over this program, and then have Ryan and Ashley Smith take over the deal. Like, they're going to blow this up to epic proportions, and they're going to represent the state in such an extraordinary way. This incredibly visible mouthpiece and representative of the state of Utah. I do know that Ryan really cares about the state, and he's an extraordinary human being. And obviously Ryan and Ashley's accomplishments speak for themselves. So it's a great day for the state of Utah, and it's a great day for the NBA, and it's a great day for the Utah Jazz. Is this this NBA franchise has been run in such an epic fashion by the Miller family, and now for it to be passed on to the Smiths is just, it couldn't get any better.
And then if I could just follow up, just a totally non-related question. What was your reaction when your team was picked second by the WCC coaches, and also Alex Barcelo making the preseason all-conference team?
Jay, I want to give you something spicy to write. I just don't know. I mean, it's like, I would love to give you something like, we're so upset that, how dare they pick, there's no chance that San Francisco should be four. I just got nothing for you. I mean, we just, I'll do better. I just don't, whatever. I mean, I don't want to say whatever, because that sounds like I'm not interested. I am interested. But what I mean is, like, preseason picks are preseason picks. And let me try again. Let me give you something. Hold on.
You're fine. We're 4 weeks away from the first game, so we're.
You ask me that question again, I'll give you something good and like something writable. I know you guys drive the hard. I mean, I really am saying that sincerely.
Go ahead, Matt.
Last year, you guys had some great three-point shooters, great scores all around. Who through two-a-days so far, Coach, has kind of maybe showed that they're capable of filling in those shoes, and who are some of the better shooters on the team so far?
We did a in the mornings, you guys know I'm a huge fan of Shot Tracker. So we track every single shot in real time as our guys shoot them. So we did a 30-minute shooting session to start our morning practice this morning, and I had 6 guys shoot over 70% from the three-point line, and that's on the move. And so, in the conversation we had was, who's going to be the 7th? Who's going to start moving up into that 70+ percentage category? 2 days ago, Alex Barcelo was at 87. That's shooting about 153s, kind of off the move. Some are catch and shoots. And, 20 minutes into the workout, we're trying to egg him on to get to 90. I mean, that's really hard. So we have a lot of guys. Alex is shooting it great. Brandon Averett is shooting it great. Brandon is he's been like in that 75 to 82 range almost every single morning. This morning he was at 71, which is a little bit of an anomaly for him, but 71's really good. Hunter Erickson got his first day in the 70s today. We're super excited about that. Connor Harding was at 78 today, and he's kind of worked his way as he's getting more and more healthy. He's working his way up. So we have a bunch of guys, and our bigs can shoot it. You know, Matt Harms, Gavin Baxter, kind of in that 60% area where they peak their head close to 70 here and there, and sometimes are in the low 60s. We got a lot of guys that shoot it. We take it really seriously. We believe we're going to be able to shoot. You know, the guy who's probably made the most progress is Caleb Lohner. You know, Caleb Lohner was kind of at the tail end, and he's just got more and more confident every single day. And now I think, and Trevin Nell is near the top. You know, Trevin Nell was in that 60 to 70 category all year last year with his shot tracker shots, and now every day he's 70 plus. So it's a good group. Hopefully we can make shots, because I'm not actually a smart enough coach to score any other way. We got to make shots, man.
Well, Coach, I was just about to ask you that. You know, you were the top three-point shooting team a season ago, but you lost a lot of that production in Yoli and Jake and TJ. But you've got a lot of big guys that your front court, you know, with the name's escaping me, but you've got some good guys along that front court. How do you balance out on offense, taking those long-range shots, but also feeding your big men down low?
You know, we found a really good balance. I mean, I think Yoli had the third most post possessions in the country last year, something to that effect, or overall possessions. You know, I think we worked really hard on finding a balance there. One thing that's different for us, and I don't know if it's, you know, as a coach, you're always looking at the negative. So I go to bed every night thinking, how can we get a freaking defensive rebound? But the truth is like our guys are just destroying the offensive glass right now. And it's Matt Harms coming from the three-point line. It's Gavin Baxter coming from the three-point line. But the two guys that have been freaking stars on the offensive glass are Gideon George and Caleb Lohner. I mean, they are a massive problem on the offensive glass. And so one of the ways that our guys are going to get a lot of catches, a lot of touches, is just going to work on the boards. You know, we're going to really sell out on that. We were the 344th best offensive rebounding team in the country last year. There's only 353 teams, so we were the 9th worst in the country. So Tom called me over the summer. He's like, if you can't at least get to 343rd in the country, you're out. So we've had a huge focus on offensive rebound. I think we have a chance. So that's another way bigs can get touches that will even it out.
Go ahead, Norma.
I know you said that in regards to the WCC bubble, that the WCC is just exploring every option. But I guess, do you have any preference? Do you feel that the bubble would be the best case scenario in order to get a full season in? Just what are your thoughts?
Well, I've thought a lot about a bubble. For me, it's all about location. Location. Like, and if you guys are going to be allowed in, like if they'll bring you guys in and we can all go to the Bahamas, for example, and we could be in a bubble for 3 weeks, and we could roll out of there lathered up in unbelievable tans and, you know, drinking non-alcoholic margaritas by the beach at 11 o'clock at night after the game, after wins. I mean, I'm in, right? But if the bubble's going to be in, now I've got myself in trouble because I can't actually name a place because they'll be mad at me. But let's just say that the bubble's going to be 72 miles north of Laramie, Wyoming. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Let's just stay here. So the truth is, I only care about, like, can we just find a way to play? And that's what I'm super proud about with college basketball right now and with our league right now. Gloria is doing an unbelievable job of just looking at everything. I'm sure there's 1,000 options that her team has dug into that nobody's reported on, that we don't even know about, right? And so the most important thing for us is, can we just play? Now, if we could actually play with some fans, some number of fans, any fans in the Marriott Center, then we would love to have some chance to play some home games too.
Are you concerned at all about the continued spike that we're having in Utah?
Yeah, really, really, really concerned. And you know, listen, I'm not an epidemiologist, right? So I don't know all the facts about the deal, but you know, what I'm hoping is that we'll all respond in the best way, right? Which is being as safe as we can. And so I know that our frontline workers are working like crazy and doing everything we can. And I see the same numbers you guys, that we're at 70% capacity in the ICU, and we've kind of, you know, over the last couple of weeks, we're, you know, over 1,000 new cases every single day. I know that we had record deaths reported yesterday, right? Tied for record deaths at 10. And so you're always concerned, like with these cases going up, what's going to happen? I mean, there's part of you that's like, hey, with cases going up, we're going to have, higher mortality numbers. And so, yeah, just like every single person in the state of Utah and around the country, around the world, we're super concerned and hoping that we can find the safest way we can to move forward.
Okay, thanks, Coach. We got to move on to the players. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate you guys.
No, I didn't see it.
Let's see. Change it down.
Oh my goodness, this is different.
Yeah.
All by yourself. Yep. So you're on here.
Here we go. What's up, y'all?
Okay, let's go ahead. Darnell, then Sean with the questions.
Hey, Connor, with as much depth as you guys have, in what ways do you think you'll look different this year on the court?
I think the biggest thing is being able to rotate fresh five guys just to D up. And I think that's the biggest thing, to change our defenses, to confuse, slow down on offense. And so, if a guy gets tired, we know, Gideon, Caleb, or someone off the bench or, whoever it is can come in and bring a lot of energy. So I think that's going to be different than last year. We only had like 7, 8 guys in rotations. This year, we might be 10, 12 guys deep in the rotation.
Go ahead, Sean, then Mitch.
Hey, Connor, I hate to pull that away from basketball after that great question. But Zach Wilson was telling us with football yesterday that he and a couple of his receivers are big fans of watching The Bachelorette every Tuesday. I know you're obviously a big fan because your wife is. But is there anything like kind of just like weird or funky or just different that you guys kind of do? Because I know you've had to do a lot of team bonding experiences with all the new guys on this team. Is there anything that you guys like to do that's like not basketball related, just to like get to know each other and that kind of thing, whether it's like doing Matt's hair or something like that?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. I think as a team, like we love games. I think this Halloween, we're going to have a game night. We have a bunch of guys that have girlfriends that are married. And so we also like inviting, significant others. And so we love game night. We love joking around. We love going out to eat as a team. We love Buffalo Wild Wings. So we'll go down some wings as a team, watch some games, and we love to joke and tease with each other. And we have a couple of guys on our team who are big gamers, and they'll be like, hey, we're playing COD or whatever tonight, and they'll all sign in, and then you'll hear them talk crap when they come back to practice or something. And so I think last year we did like escape rooms. Some of us did some escape rooms. And so we have like a lot of different ways that we bond. We're all friendly. I mean, we're the best locker room in America. So, we find ways we can bond or hang out or do whatever.
Connor, where is this team at right now when it comes to maybe being game ready in relation to, say, a normal season that isn't taking place during a pandemic?
Yeah, game ready. I think after the last couple of days of practice, I think we're really close. We're getting really close to being like, hey, we're ready to go to war, against these other schools. And so we have some things in our bag, and we have some things that we really need to work on. But overall, I think we're hungry, we're ready. We're pretty raw. as a team. We have a bunch of talent, and now it's just learning how we can have chemistry as a team, trusting, the player behind us, being able to communicate. And, that's going to come over time, and it's going to come over these next 2-3 weeks of practice. And it's going to be big for us. I mean, these 2 or 3 weeks, because we are so close. I feel like just having another breakout season.
Thanks.
2 questions for you, Connor. Maybe they're related, but one, how's your health? And 2, what was your point of emphasis of improvement during the off season?
Yeah, those are great questions. So I would say, it's been a process getting healthy. Whoever has injuries, whoever has ever gone through injuries, I respect them. It's been a grind for me, mostly mentally, to overcome, sitting out, watching the boys play basketball and just wanting to be out there so bad, because I want to get better. I want to become the best player I can. So it's hard for me in that aspect, but overall, I am getting healthy. I had a great doctor, Dr. Cooley. He's the man. I trusted him, and he delivered. The biggest thing, I think, the aspect that, I just worked on is just being more assertive, aggressive, just getting my mindset I need to, make plays. I need to be able to finish around the rim, post up more. I think last year, I had 5 or 6 post ups and I scored 4 or 5. So just being aware, if I drive to the hoop, I can just turn my back and be able to post up and make a play like that. So that's one thing. And I think the next biggest thing for me is just my floater, my touch around the rim. If I can have a good floater, because we have Matt in the paint. And so a 7'3" guy. So, if you work around your touch and float up and over those tall guys, you're going to be able to, do some damage in the game.
Thanks.
Connor,
We'll
what
go Hunter
role
and
do
Darnell, then we'll be done with Connor.
Connor, what role do you see yourself having on this year's team?
I really don't know yet. I think it just depends, because we have a lot of guys that can get a hot hand. I think you saw Jesse Wade in that practice. I think he had 3 or 4 threes. And so I think my role in that case is just, being able to set Jesse up, who has a hot hand, because I feel like I know the game pretty well, and I need to put my teammates in the best position possible so they can make plays. But, I think it's going to be a lot like last year also. I think defensively, I expect, after coming off his knee injury and working hard and getting back and guarding some of the best players in the WCC and other people, that's a challenge. And, I just need to get there. So I think that's the biggest role for me, those 2 things.
And then real quick, if I could, other than your wife, what basketball player do you look up to and try to emulate when you're on the court?
Ooh, that's a great question. I really like, the basketball players that can play both sides of the ball. So, I like Klay Thompson. I look up to him because not only is he, scoring on the offensive side, but he's also guarding the best guy on the opposite team. And so, and he never has a bad attitude about it. He just gets the job done. I think that is one of the biggest ones. Obviously, LeBron James, because it's just his basketball IQ. A lot of people will give him shade because he makes the right play at the end of the game. But as a basketball player, I appreciate that. So just his IQ and this being able to do everything, and I like those all-around basketball players.
Connor, Coach Pope was talking about the shooting percentages with Shot Tracker, and I was going to ask him, but he was done. What were the percentages of guys like TJ and Toulson last year? Because he was telling us all the your guys' percentages, but I wanted to compare them to what those guys set as kind of a standard.
Yeah, I think, if I remember right, TJ would be around low 70s, high 60s, and Jake, he was low 70s, and sometimes he would shoot 80 or 90, depending on the day. And so Alex Barcelo, he shot 85, 90. The dude hasn't even dipped, I don't think, in the 60s the last 2 months. So the dude is absolutely just stroking it. Trev, we do this Cougar 100, and it's a more intense shooting workout, and he shot 81%, 80%. So you know, we have high volume shooters again, just like Jake, just like TJ. And so, you know, it's just impressive that, you know, people have dedicated a lot of their time of just getting up shots and being able to make shots not only in practice but in games or when we scrimmage, and it really shows. So, you know, we've had, like, I think Coach probably said we had 6 people shooting 70% today in practice, and, you know, that's amazing. Hopefully we can get 7, you know, tomorrow.
Okay, thanks, Connor.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
We'll have Caleb Lohner in just a second, everybody.